Do you feel safe at school?
No. The fear that anyone could come out with a gun or a weapon at any time, whether it's a student in my class, a student in a different class, or an adult that can come on campus and hurt someone, hurt my friends, family, and that makes me, that I will never feel safe at school.
What if we do?
Oh, that was,
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like you should do that with your soul. So can you hear me?
Are you listening right now? Right now.
How you do soprano?
Can you feel it? The rhythm is moving throughout.
Wait, so what would be the order?
Right. Yeah.
So our part at the end.
I think that's yeah, I can't say soprano no more.
Are you listening right now? Right now. Can you feel it? The rhythm.
Adults love to say all day long, we give you our thoughts and our prayers and condolences, but nothing ever really gets done. So my feeling was, what can we do to make adults listen, and to listen now?
Forget about lyrics for a minute. What do you think the problem is? What would you want to say to these lawmakers about this? Like, yes.
It's a cycle, like it's a continuous cycle. Like you hear about it, and then it's like a little moment where people riot and do this and do that, and then it's like.
And what would be a question that you would say to them? Like, how many what? Lives will it take? How many lives will it take? That hits it right on the button.
I don't always feel safe in school, not really because of my peers or the people that I'm around, but because of what lawmakers don't do and of what they could do, but they choose not to. It seems like they always say they're gonna help us, but then it comes out to not doing anything.
Will you hear me? When you gonna hear me? Will you hear me now? Will you hear me? When you gonna hear me? When you're making a decision about how you're living, wondering if you're trying to see a vision, working hard just to try to keep on winning, wasting time if it's not making a difference. Listen to the message, it's a learning lesson, count it as a blessing, hear it and invest it. Will you hear me now? How many lives will it take for you to open your eyes? How many lives will it take for you to wake up?
What will it take to make you listen? What will it take to make you hear us? How many lives will it take before you listen?
Will you hear me now? Will you hear me? When are you gonna hear me? Will you hear me now? Will you hear me? When are you gonna hear me? Will you hear me now? Will you hear me now?
Will you hear me? When are you gonna hear
Will
me?
you hear me now? Lives will it take? How many lives will it take? Will you hear me now? How many lives will it take for you to listen?
It's very saddening to see kids my age who are about to be seniors, about to graduate, and they lose their lives. They don't have a chance to do things. They don't have a chance to get married, have children. They don't have the chance to venture out because their lives were taken by gun violence. So I'm hoping to spread the message to law, to people who are in law and people who are going into law, to say that this is an issue that we need to fix, and now.
Can you feel it? The rhythm is moving throughout. We can't stop 'cause we lost control. When the sound of music hits you in your soul, your soul. Will you hear me now?
Will you hear me? When are you gonna hear
Will you hear me now?
Will you hear me? When are you gonna hear
Will you hear me now?
So there's a couple lines in the song basically saying, how many lives will it take for you to, finally listen and wake up and open your eyes? And that's basically what we're trying to tell the adults. Like, this is what's happening. Like, we just want something to be done because there are way too many kids, dying from this.
Will you hear me now?
Will you hear me?
How many lives will it take? How many lives will it take? How
listening right now, right now. That part, just because it's like, are you listening? Of course. It's just when I'm talking, you're not listening. And I love having a voice, and I want others like me to have a voice also. And I want them to be heard. But there's people all around the world trying to silence us, and we're not being heard. So